Welcome to your weekend focus for August the 8th and 9th, 2020. My name is Tilly. This is Tarot with Tilly, and thank you. Thank you truly for all of the positive, loving, supportive energy you send my way each and every day. I send it right back to you. And thank you for subscribing. Thank you for sharing the videos with friends and family. I appreciate that. I thank you. So what do we have this weekend? We have the 8 energy for the Saturday. So the eight energy always asks for some kind of action. So, maybe it's just writing it down in a journal. Maybe it's actually doing something. Maybe it's having that conversation that needs to be had. Maybe it's reading over something that you haven't had time to process before now. But it's doing an action towards a goal, a desire, a dream. If we do the numerology of the day, it's a 20. The 20 brings in an awareness. It brings forward a chance to understand what decisions need to be made in our life. It could be very much representing a turning point where you see where you can go forward in a different way. Something happens that allows you the movement towards a goal, a dream, a desire. It could be giving up a bad habit. It could be changing a behavior. It could be changing your environment. It could be growing into, the stature in the community. It could be your spirituality. It could be your health and well-being. For each of us, it's a little different, absolutely. But collectively, we're all trying to make some decisions on how to move forward. And what is the next step? And we get that clarity, we get that understanding, we get that turning point many times through our action towards our goal, our dream, our desire. We see the way forward. We get that clarity. Now we have to walk with integrity, act with integrity. We need to understand that we are courageous, and understanding how courageous we are. Because you're more courageous than you think. You're stronger than you think. You're more intelligent than you think. Somehow we dummy ourselves down so much. And I'm not really sure why, but we all do it. It's part of being human right now. So it has to start at a dumb age, or a young age, where they tell us that, and maybe it's what makes you think you're so special. 1 in a million actually get to that point. Really? You think it's you? Well, why not you? For goodness sakes, why not you? Chances are it is you, because you had the idea that it was you until somebody told you it wasn't, and that was their opinion, but you took it as the truth. You carved it in stone. You've carried it forward. You've added layers to it. So the 8 energy allows us to see our courage, our strength, our intelligence, our compassion, and utilizing those gifts that we already have to move ourselves in the right direction. And I always say with the 20 and the 2 energy, right? 2 plus 0 is a 2. To get in your Superman pose. To just stand there, set an alarm for 5 minutes, okay? And when you first start doing this exercise, it's going to seem like 20, okay? Just telling you. But over time, it starts feeling like about 30 seconds. And stand there strong in your Superman pose with your hands on your hips and your feet just spread about shoulder length, chin out, and look up and see your day unfolding, or see that conversation going perfectly, or that job interview, you just slam dunking it. See yourself healthier and making choices throughout the day to be healthier. See yourself at tackling that project, putting some kind of completion maybe on a little project that you've been putting off, getting it off the slate, getting it off the platter that we carry around. It used to be a plate. We move into Sunday and we have the 9 energy, which is the Hermit. It could be also a lot about completion, it's a strong full moon energy. So we are in the full moon energy as well. So this is a little bit more potent on the Sunday. To really, maybe take it back a little bit and understand where you need to have completion in your life, endings in your life. where you need to have closure of some sort, where you need to tap into your heart, or maybe become more prayerful or meditative with God, your angels, your spirit guides. If we do the numerology of the day too, it's the 21 energy, which is the world card, which is about turning points once again in our lives. It's about completion. It's actually 21 stands for new worlds, really, in the numerology. New worlds, new paths, new opportunities that can come out of, I would have to say it would come out of the seeds that we want to plant and really giving it thought, because 2 plus 1 is a 3. And that's the Empress energy. That is the fertility. That is making sure, and I don't think it's that much about making sure that the soil is all prepared well. It's more about what seeds are we really truly going to plant? What seeds, what plants what goals, what dreams, what desires do we truly want in our lives? And what are the ones that we're just told we're supposed to have? We're supposed to eat healthier. We're supposed to exercise more. And, you hear these things, but you really don't feel it for yourself. Well, if you don't feel it for yourself, chances are it doesn't apply to you. Chances are you're not going to have a passion to do it. And therefore, look at things that you really want to work on in your life. You really want to bring into your life. Don't worry about all those other things that you know that you're going to drop the ball on right now, or you're going to throw in the towel quite easily on it because you don't have that passion, you don't have that desire. And what are the seeds that you truly want to plant? That's what we're being asked right now, to dig deep within your heart, within your soul, and truly be honest with yourself about where you want to go, who you want to become, what you want to step into. And this energy I think since the solar eclipses, it's about having that belief in yourself. To truly believe, to see it within you, your courage, your strength, your talents, your abilities. So Sunday might be a little bit more of a pullback kind of energy. And I think the Taurus moon. So anyway, sun is in Leo, fiery Leo. And actually the moon is in Aries for actually most of the weekend. But as Sunday evening comes around, the moon will move into Taurus. And so we may be feeling that gear down physically, mentally, energetically, as that happens. It's about pulling back a little bit. It's about really thinking about what seeds you want to plant. What you truly need to, and maybe it's truly what you need to have closure within your life, or, you need to walk away from it. You need to complete it in some way. You need to allow healing in some way, or give healing to another. That could very well be. Let's see what the cards have to say. The King of Wands. Oh, I love the King of Wands. And he's been poking his head out a few times here over the last couple of weeks. The King of Wands. He's the one, it's about having a little bit of fun. It's about really enjoying it. It's about, we don't have all the garb on here. Some kings are so decked out, their capes and whatnot are just astounding, and their crowns are just astounding. He doesn't play a lot on ceremony. He plays a lot on what is real, what is tangible, what he can work with. And let's get to it. Let's roll up our sleeves. Let's try it out. Even if we fail, let's try it, because at least we'll learn when we fail from something how to go about it next time differently. The mountains in the background usually talk about great successes that can be had. So this is a little bit about taking a risk on yourself. Now, mind you, he is a king, so he does He does strategize. He does plan. He does bring the right people around him in order to have the right information on how to go forward, about how to have the greatest success. But he doesn't sit there and say, well, we're going to debate over this for the next 6 months and really make sure that we're not missing the fine print. And this king doesn't care that much about the fine print. He's a little bit more taking a risk and saying, you know what, there's enough ducks in the row for me to actually viably think that this perhaps is a way forward. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to take it. And his energy, so your energy, when you get that thing where, you know what, I'm just going to give it a try. I'm just going to stick my toe in the water. I'm just going to, and it is full moon energy, so we really shouldn't be starting anything new. But, sometimes when we've been thinking about it a lot, maybe this is the time to work out the glitches of how it won't work by actually trying to make it work. Seeing where, until you actually took that theory and put it, into practical use, you wouldn't have seen the flaws. And you're taking it one step at a time. You're making the plans. You're gathering the information. King of Cups shows up. Look at this. We got 2 kings on the board. So really, it's about pulling back a little bit, thinking it through, having a plan, having strategy. Now, the King of Cups, I always align him with like the stereotypical dad. The one that keeps asking you all those questions about where are you going tonight? Who are you going with? Do they treat you well? Do you have enough money? Where are you working? Who do you work with? Where do they live, But asking you, like, are you looking at all the details that you need to look at? Are you making sure that you are building a security around you, a safety net around you in some way? Are you actually doing things for the betterment of yourself, or are you being led by other people's agendas? And even though the waves are crashing around him, he sits very firmly there on his throne. And the water is actually very, very clear in the background where the ship is coming in. So it's about having a belief and a faith in yourself. I think if anything, dads, they kind of give their kids this feeling of wanting to impress them, wanting to do well, Whenever my dad gave me praise, well, I just wanted to do it 15 different ways just so I could keep getting the praise kind of thing, because it was like, yeah, I got it. When I was little, I remember doing this drawing and my dad was just like, you did this? Really? Like, wow, this is really like, and he's showing his friends like, look at what my daughter did. And then, of course I tried to draw all kinds of different pictures that weren't as good. Gave up on that, and I still draw today, and I'm not too bad at it, but tarot card reader. Look at this, 10 of Pentacles right smack dab in the middle. What a weekend of energy we have to really walk into a true success. It's about raising the belief in who you are, your courage, your strength. Let's take it right back to the beginning. Okay, with that 8 energy. And taking a risk, a chance on yourself. Saying, I can do this. I've got this. What if it were true that if I applied myself, it would really happen? What if I gave myself a chance? What if I really put my focus and concentration on it? What if I really let out that joy, that happiness that I know would be a part of it just by doing it? This is the success card. This is the 10 of Pentacles. This is the happily ever after, but in success, abundance. Now, this could be an abundance of love. This could be an abundance of money. Abundance of, what do you think of when I say abundance? Is it a roof over your head and a full belly? Is it getting that award in the company, or that promotion within the company, or the best in your career kind of? Is it stature in the community? Is it helping others? Is it raising yourself to a spiritual level? Is it your health and well-being and feeling fit and healthy and alive? And when you put your focus on those things, and you will bring them in, you will bring in the success of them. But remember, it's by two kings, so we really have to have the plan. We really have to have the strategy. And right now, under full moon energy, chances are we're going to need to look at things to leave behind in the past. So we need closure in our life. We need healing in our life. We need completion. Those little tasks around the house, I still haven't. I did my bathroom like 10 years ago. There's still one piece of trim that needs to go up, It's not completed yet. The chariot. Pulling back. Everybody thinks the chariot is about going forward on that path and but really the true meaning of the chariot is by pulling back. It's foggy, it's lit by the moonlight, but there are trees casting shadows. It's not as bright as you would want. You can't see the way as clearly as you want. And rushing right into something and taking a risk without proper thought, without proper planning, without proper strategy is really going to upset your apple cart down the road. So it's about pulling back. It's about working with others collectively, perhaps. Those horses would go any which way if you did not have the control over them. And in most decks, there are no reins attached to the horse. So they need to trust you and believe in you, in where you are going. So what was it? Was it yesterday? Be the leader? Be the leader. Queen of Pentacles. Wow, a lot of royalty here. My goodness. All the royalty mixed in with the chariot and the 10 of Pentacles. So strong energy this weekend. Queen of Pentacles. Now she came up, I think, yesterday as well, telling us the storm has ended. The storm has moved past. And it's about having that confidence that you can sit in that chair. Okay, some people would be a little intimidated to just go up and sit in that chair. My goodness, there's an angel sitting there. It's beautifully carved. The sun is carved right in it. And she sits there, knowing that she deserves that spot. So this is you, knowing you deserve that spot. And you're not, you're humble about it, but you know it. And you act on it. And there's a belief in you. And you know that you are protected and you are guided by your angels. It sits right next to you. Let's get a mantra. Shall we? So I think it's really beautiful energy this weekend that can really bring in some turning points in our life, some strong decisions in our life, some new awareness in our life. It's about taking a risk on ourselves this weekend, believing in ourselves, knowing we can have true success. But we can't just jump into things. We have to have the plan. We have enough royalty here to tell us that we have to have the plan. We have to have the strategy. We have to make sure that the right people are surrounding us. There are our crowd, like-minded people. And look at the card that forced its way out. Peacock. Raise your standards. And I think the peacock in the animal deck is strut your stuff. So very much the same thing. It's about raising your standards. It's about, I deserve more than this. I have been accepting this in my life. But it doesn't make me happy. It doesn't move me forward. It doesn't raise my energy. It doesn't help me when it comes to time or energy or resources. Raise your standards. You deserve better. You deserve more. Know it. Because when you know it, you get more confident. You get a little stronger. You get a little bit more courageous to take a risk on you and who you are becoming. Raise your standards. Don't settle for less. There's no need to. There truly is no need to. Okay, we'll go to the peacock. Raise your standards. So peacock is possibly one of the most exquisite, beautiful creatures in the world's animal kingdom. It's believed to be the most virtuous and embodies the admired characteristics of integrity and loyalty. Like the peacock, you embody qualities important for friendship and family unity. You are encouraging, you are selfless, and you enrich the lives of everyone you meet. And chances are, if you're here, that's very true of you. The peacock is also very protective of its young and will provide for and protect them under any circumstance. This card can also be seen as an indicator to better yourself and to raise your standards. So where do you want to better yourself? Where do you believe that you can raise the standards for yourself? That you have been settling for, dummying things down for whatever reason. The mantra is, I love and care for everyone I know. I love and care for everyone. I love and care for myself and everyone. I walk with integrity and loyalty. Would be a beautiful mantra to say today. I raise my standards. I believe I am deserving. I believe I am worthy. I am deserving. I am worthy. I love and care for everyone I know. We'll get an animal card here. Wouldn't it be funny if it was the peacock? Oh, no. See the beauty all around you. The swan appears. Are we singing? My son came in the other day and played that and sang. And it was so beautiful. I said, oh, can I tape you? And he goes, no, I think I need the rights if you use it like that, Mom. I'm like, oh, okay. I don't know, so. I thought, oh, next time it plays, then I can just attach the theme music to it. But he said, no, I couldn't use it. So there was legalities to it. See the beauty. Partnership, beauty, grace, elegance, and partnership. And partnership is twice here. So absolutely, it has a lot to do with our relationships. A dream is a wish your heart makes when you're fast asleep. In dreams, you will lose your heartaches. Whatever you wish for, you keep. Have faith in your dreams, and someday your rainbow will come smiling through. No matter how your heart is grieving, if you keep on believing, the dreams that you wish will come true. And that's a direct quote by Cinderella. And the dogs, do you hear the dogs in the background? Here I thought, oh, they're really doing good in their training, right? They're very quiet, and you guys weren't hearing them for the longest time, right? And I kind of realized that maybe it was just because the heat spell and the humidity broke, and so they're a little bit more lively now. So I don't think it was my training at all. I think they just didn't feel like moving in the heat as much. The swan is often associated with the transition from the ugly duckling into a beautiful swan, and in this message, Swan wants to know that you've been beautiful since the moment of your conception. Your spirit is something that people find beautiful, and Swan wants to remind you that you are loved very much. Swan tells you to look deep within yourself and around yourself and see the beauty all around you, and especially within. And it can be simple things like a flower blooming on the side of the road to a smile from a stranger. Beautiful surrounds you. And, and it was funny because on the way home, I was listening to, I'll get his name for you. because I'm really liking him. But I just started listening to him, and he talked about Sister Teresa when she was in the streets of Calcutta, and she's walking down the streets and she's going through the manure, and she's finding a flower. Like, she's walking through poverty and sickness and sadness and dirt and filth, and she would dig in the manure and show people the beauty, this beautiful flower growing within it, and seeing the beauty of this one little flower in all the turmoil that she was surrounded with. And didn't it change the perception of what she could do down there by just looking at the beautiful? So often we look in the mirror, and the first thing we do is we start looking at the things, the flaws, the so-called flaws. You have no flaws, okay? But we're trained to do that. We're not trained to see the beauty. There was a little YouTube video out the other day. If I could find the link, it was through Facebook though, so maybe it wasn't a YouTube, maybe it was just a Facebook thing, where this girl went on, and there was a very heavy set girl, and they said, "Oh, what do you think of my friend?" And everybody had, of course, all kinds of hateful things to say. And then she put a picture up of somebody who was still heavy set, but a little less, and still people were like, all kinds of hate kind of comments. And then she put up one of like some celebrities like Britney Spears and so on and so forth. And of course everybody said, this is just horrifying. And then she put up one of a woman that was, very thin, and it looks like, all of a sudden the hate. And it didn't matter what we did consistently for every one of those people in bathing suits, regardless of how fat or thin they were, where the proportions were or weren't. We looked at the negative. We didn't see the beauty. We didn't see the smile on their face, their eyes glittering, the beautiful hair they had, the glow of their skin, whatever. We immediately have been trained so often to go to the negative, and we're really being asked today to look at the positive, to see our beauty, to see our strength, to see our talents, to see our abilities, to see our courage, and to see our truest of dreams, so that we can prepare ourselves to plant those seeds going forward. Until we meet again, remember, I do love you.